You know, there are a few things Riot Games loves more than a good storyline, and there are a few storylines better than that of the Underdog. You know, David versus Goliath, the Misfits versus SKT, if you will. That's why this week we decided to give you the top 10 Underdog moments in League of Legends. These are the one-off upset victories or the Cinderella bracket runs that made us want to stand up and cheer for the little guy. These are the Underdog wins or near wins that warmed our cold, shriveled eSports hearts. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it with the top 10 Underdog moments in League. Before 2014, no one gave an international wildcard team a second look. The 10th spot on our list belongs to a team that blew up Group D at the 2014 World Championship, KaBuM. The first seed from Europe, Alliance, were locked in a dead heat with the second NA seed in Cloud9 and the favored Koreans, Najin White Shield. Their match against KaBuM was more important than ever. A win would put C9 into a must-win situation against Najin to force a three-way tiebreaker. What was expected to be Alliance brushing aside the wild card turned into KaBuM surprising everyone with their early aggression and forcing Alliance into uncharacteristically bad team fights.
They seem like, whoa, moving in, whoa, Froggen.
Seem like they want to fight indeed. Froggen gets it up here, but could be Nif next actually. They're looking for more kills on this one. Tenon's over the wall. Zap just misses. Nif could be the next one to go down in this fight. If Left gets over the wall, and KaBuM goes to Dynamite.
What the hell was that, Froggen? That was the worst engage I've ever seen.
Alliance was pushed all the way back to their base, but KaBuM never let up and overthrew the Kings of Europe.
They flipped and they are going to take the game here. It's just a bit more. Froggen's charmed it, and it's the kiss of death for him. A triple kill coming in for Tinos, and I can't believe it, D-Man. KaBuM takes the game over Alliance.
What the hell just happened?
C9 would go on to beat Najin to eliminate Europe's best hope for a world championship, and forming a bond with the Brazilian wildcard that had proven the world wrong.
Since KaBuM beat Alliance, that win was for them.
With one of the biggest upset runs in NALCS playoff history, our number 9 moment comes from Good Game University in the inaugural NALCS playoffs. During the regular season, GGU played their role of a middling team well with an 11-17 record, going negative against each of the top 3 teams and barely avoiding the promotion tournament. No one gave this team of fresh faces much of a chance against the third-seeded Dignitas.
Cutie getting evaporated right now, down to 300 health, then Teddy withers him again, but they go for the Nexus. GGU beats Dignitas in the playoffs.
Then moved on to face the number 2-seeded Curse.
The turrets are falling over, the champions are falling over. Good Game University are into the finals against Team Solo Mid.
Once again, GGU won the series 2-1 and found themselves in the finals against the number 1-seeded TSM.
TSM comes into this match as the top seed in the playoffs and the hottest team in the LCS.
TSM, to no one's surprise, took a clean Game 1. But GGU exploded out of the gate in Game 2, winning a perfect 27-minute game.
It's coming in.
Oh no! Oh my gosh, Masby going so hard in this. Cleanses to get out. They may have a good position on the box. Daydream and just save you so much. The odd one goes in. He says, I can get through. No, you can't. GGU sets up a choke point on the backside of the top of turret. They do keep diving into this one. Going down. Oh, it's the surrender coming in.
After 2 more back-and-forth games, GGU managed to do what no one could have expected and took TSM to a decisive Game 5. Although they didn't manage to overcome the Kings of NA in the end, GGU proved that your regular season record doesn't matter and that in the playoffs, anything is possible.
From 12-2 to the championship game, taking second place in the spring split.
Quite a run. They took TSM to all 5 games.
Forced to play their way into Worlds 2017, the number 8 moment on our list goes to Fnatic. The third European seed found themselves in a group with the top North American and Korean seeds, as well as one of the strongest wildcard teams to ever attend Worlds. Unfortunately for the Europeans, the first 4 days seemed to play out as expected, with Fnatic losing their first 4 games of the tournament. To even have a chance at making it out of groups, they needed to win their next 2 games and hope for a tiebreaker scenario.
Nobody has ever qualified for quarterfinals after starting the tournament 0-3 in week 1.
Fnatic did their part with their deliberate team fighting to force a 3-way tiebreaker.
Down! Will they get Soa? He's trying! It's the game! Fnatic 1-4, the knockdown Immortals! And Fnatic, they needed to win, and they have done it!
The team would play Immortals, with the winner taking on Gigabyte Marines for the final spot in the quarterfinals. Their teamwork proved too much for Immortals.
Forward towards the Immortals, and Soa just eats away, gets the kill. Cody caught by a rupture. That's going to be it. Fnatic push through, take down the Nexus, and look to make world's history. Left there as the Nexus goes down. Immortals will beat it due to the world group stage, and Fnatic have one more game to play.
Fnatic was 1 win away from becoming the first team to make the quarterfinals after going down 0-4. In a bloody back-and-forth game, Fnatic's superior macro play earned them the win and a trip to the world's quarterfinals.
Oh my God! Grits his face up, still going for it. Soa is Optimus getting it taken down. That's a clutch play, and Fnatic do the unthinkable and make their way to the quarterfinals.
Although they would soon fall 3-1 to Royal Never Give Up, it was their miraculous escape from the near-death sentence that is an 0-4 record that earns them a spot on this list.
So many expectations defied by Fnatic. No one in this group stage format has come back from an 0-3, let alone an 0-4. An absolutely miraculous run. A Cinderella story for Fnatic.
From Challenger all the way to Worlds, the 7th spot on our list belongs to the famous run from Origen in 2015. The team rolled their way through EU Challenger, only dropping a single game and qualified for the EU LCS Summer Split. Origen proved they had what it took to play in the LCS, crushing their way through the split, never falling lower than 3rd, winning EU's 3rd spot at Worlds through the regional qualifier.
The second best team in Europe, Origen, pushing Fnatic all the way, getting pushed by Rocket, obliterate Unicorns of Love, and book their tickets to Paris.
In a group with KT Rolster, LGD, and TSM, no one expected Origen to even make it out of groups. But once again, Origen rose to the challenge, advancing out of the group to the quarterfinals against LMS's Flash Wolves.
I have experience playing against them in the best of 5, and they are very energetic throughout. They are good at adapting. Their coach understands the draft and how to adapt properly, so I expect them to do exactly the same in these matchups.
Origen proved they weren't just masters of the best of 1 and took the series 3-1 to move on to the semi-finals.
There's only one man left alive. This will surely be the base. And Europe has a semi-finalist in the World Championship as Origen win 3-1.
While their run was stopped, as many are at the hands of SKT, Origen proved that a team with the right chemistry can climb to just about any height. Our number 6 entry on this list comes from the 2016 Mid-Season Invitational. Off the back of their 2nd consecutive domestic championship, Counter Logic Gaming faced down 4 daunting opponents. After going 2-2 in the first 2 days, CLG got a chance at a breakthrough against SKT. After being down for more than 40 minutes, CLG managed to hold on and find an opening.
Numbers advantage, they're looking for Faker, they've got him! X-Smithy kills Faker, and Counter Logic Gaming score a magnificent win for America against the defending world champion!
After SKT took their revenge on day 4, CLG matched up against the undefeated Royal Never Give Up. The early game swung in RNG's favor, but CLG held on again, and at 37 minutes, X-Smithy turned the entire game on its head.
Lambs just fight Baron, a Dragon, he died, I should say. Stixay does get Mata, Raptor. The Dragon goes down. It's secured by Xmithy. That is the first one for them. Can they do it? Can you believe? Do you have the faith in CLG? It's gonna turn out, and that's insane. Looper, he's going low, but he chrono breaks back. A double kill for Hui. A kill for Hui. I can't believe it. A triple kill. That's gonna be the ace.
Are you kidding me? They're gonna take down the undefeated team here at MSI! I never doubted them! I never doubted them!
CLG counter Logic Gaming with the most unlikely victory!
After taking out Flash Wolves in the semi-finals, CLG could not overcome Faker and SKT in the finals. But with this run, they had proven that NA was a serious contender on the international stage.
Looper is down! CLG! Do you believe COVID?
Let's be honest here, nearly everyone is an underdog when facing down SKT. Rounding out the top 5 is the little EU team that could in Misfits. Coming all the way from Challenger the previous season, Misfits finished second in the summer split to secure the second EU seed at Worlds. They managed to squeak out of groups with a 3-3 record after winning a tiebreaker against TSM.
They're gonna rush the Nexus, these World's rookies, these upstarts with the Nexus open, these Misfits push themselves straight into the quarterfinals.
Now the European Dark Horse had their toughest test, the Korean Dynasty SK Telecom T1.
I mean, it's very exciting. It would also be a massive upset if anything other than the expected result happens. I mean, it's SK Telecom T1. We're used to seeing this team in the final.
After losing the first game, Misfits held strong, winning an impeccable Game 2 on the back of team coordination.
On the other side, the cleanse comes out. From Ignor, taken down before Cosmic Radiance. The left more ready to go. He gets pulled in by not his own choice. Peanut goes down. There's no smite fight. Misfits are gonna pick up Baron unless Faker.
Game 1 was 25 minutes long, and
Faker pulled straight from the Valkyrie from his package. The Nexus is gonna be open, and Misfits are going to find the victory in Game 2 over SK Telecom T1.
In Game 3, all bets were off with Ignar's Fervor Leona pick in the bot lane.
Oh my god, the Leona, this makes so much sense.
Misfits had a plan and managed to secure the first 2 kills of the game.
Knight goes down immediately, no flash forward, but the heal comes out. They turn to Wolf as Bang feels like he can get back into the fight. Just 100.
Sama has no heal.
On Sama, one more shot as Wolf wants the glitter lands. Bang, oh my god, barrier comes in, gonna get it! Blood onto Bang, fight in the jungle still. Here comes Sama, Wolf's going down. 2 kills in the bot lane as Misfits pull the trigger.
They managed to hold on to their lead and take a 2-1 series lead.
In fact, and they are going for Huni now, looking for the kills, looking to secure it, looking to be the first team ever to accomplish what no team has done before as they take SKT to game point.
Eventually, Experience won the day, and SKT managed to stave off the Misfits' onslaught and capitalize on mistakes to win Game 4 and 5.
So much credit over to Misfits. Like, what a performance in this series. So few people thought they could do anything against SKT. Game 1 was a complete stomp. 25 minutes in favor of SKT. And then they bounce back with these off-meta picks. We get Leona, we get Blitzcrank. They win 2 games in a row. And even in the slow games here, Game 4 and 5, they were so close to actually beating SKT. It was definitely not a late game, just purely in favor of the Korean team.
Misfits shocked the world in 2017. They were 1 team fight away from the biggest upset League had ever seen.
From challenger to almost champion killers.
When you think of underdogs in League of Legends, you probably think of the international wildcard spot at Worlds. And the 4th spot on our list goes to the most iconic wildcard run in League history.
It's insane! They're actually beating the Rocks Tigers right now!
Albus, Nox, Luna came into Worlds 2015 with precisely 0 expectations. They weren't even considered the best wildcard team at the tournament. After a bloody but decisive loss to the Rocks Tigers, everyone's expectations seemed to be coming true. But Albus Nox had other plans. They beat CLG, G2, and then CLG again. One more win and they would become the first ever wildcard to make it out of groups.
an ANX win, like you said, does grant them a quarterfinals berth. Beating Rocks gives them a shot at first place in the group as well, which is unthinkable for this team coming into the tournament.
And Albus Nox did not disappoint. In an almost 70-minute bloodbath, they kept the tournament favorites against the ropes and managed to become the most successful wildcard team in League of Legends history.
They have to. Fight goes in, but Kura snipes on a miracle. Still keeping alive again. Nexus open. Kira trying to take down Bray, but the Nexus just a little too vulnerable. Listen, going for it. The hero of ANX. He's gonna get it. They did it. Oh my God, they did it.
ANX just took down the Rocks Tigers.
Let that sink in. Albus Nox Luna just took down the Rocks Tigers and are challenging them for the #1 spot in Group A.
Hey guys, we are from Wildcard, and they have told you before, being underdog doesn't mean being a loser. That's all.
In our bronze medal moment from IEM Katowice 2015, the LPL's most unlikely hero challenged Korea's dominance on the international stage. The GE Tigers were having an incredible split with a perfect 10-0 record and had a combined game score of 20-2. World Elite only had a single series win to their name and a game score of 8-22. But by edging out OMG and EDG at the IEM Shenzhen qualifier, WE won a spot in Katowice.
That's the really scary thing about World Elite is the language barrier, the roster changes, they're still trying to find their synergy. And the fact that they're dismantling top-tier teams in the LPL with kind of a lack of synergy kind of speaks to the strength of the players right now. Can you imagine when they're finally firing on all cylinders?
The Tigers blew through their group, knocking down Cloud9 and SK Gaming to qualify for the semifinals. World Elite took a tougher road. After losing to TSM, they went on to knock out Gambit and the second Korean seed in CJ Entus, and so the stage was set for the semifinal. The Tigers won Game 1 as expected, but in Game 2, World Elite held on, and after winning a scrappy dragon fight, they took over, forcing a decisive Game 3.
Making a big difference. Equalizer does go down. Mystic with the first kill. Luca still charging down the river. That's a double kill now for Mystic. GE on the run. And again, Smab turning with that flame spitter, but again, a triple kill now for Mystic. It's a shutdown onto Mystic, so in the end, an ace for WE. There go the Nexus turrets and the GE Tigers. If they win this one, they're not going to do it perfectly because WE is forcing a Game 3.
We could see WE take this game. It's now down to that best of one.
Sure enough.
And I mean, going into this match, it can't be understated. If the GE Tigers lose this game, this is undoubtedly the biggest upset in League of Legends history.
After grabbing an early lead, World Elite never looked back and completely destroyed the Tigers in what could only be described at the time as the greatest upset League had ever seen.
Though things are not going well for GE Tigers. A double kill for Mystic. Prey on his own. A double kill now for Kuro though. And it is a bloody battle. And the GE Tigers looks like they'll barely lose it. And that is an ace. Spirit and Shia survive.
The world's best team is beaten by China's worst
I can't
team.
believe it. There it is. GG.
Whoa, what an incredible result. And this tournament has just been chock full of surprises, these upsets. And that's it. The best of 3, the first time that we have seen the GE Tigers lose a best of series. WE comes in here with their new players, no synergy, no experience, and takes out an undefeated Korean team. Absolutely incredible.
On the back of big shakeups to North America's longest-standing roster, our runner-up moment comes from Cloud9 at the 2015 NA Regional Qualifier. You see, C9 barely avoided relegation during the 2015 summer split and had one last shot at Worlds, the Gauntlet.
As strange as it sounds to call Cloud9 a Cinderella story, they could go on a miracle run to secure their 3rd consecutive appearance at Worlds.
They reverse-swept Gravity.
To come back from the 0-2 that Gravity put them in to go 3-2. versus Gravity in the first gauntlet game of the North American Summer Split. Cloud9 are moving on to take on Impulse.
They reverse swept Team Impulse.
They give up the base, they give up the game, they give up the series. Cloud9 get the reverse sweep, and they're gonna face Team Liquid.
C9 came together when it mattered most and managed to topple Team Liquid, earning their 3rd consecutive spot at Worlds.
Shockwave buys some time. Phoenix is one hit away but cannot kill him off. Incarnation zones him out. That's going to be the Nexus. That's going to be the game. That's going to be a trip to the World Championship for Cloud9.
And Lemon Nation almost can't believe it. From 7th place in the regular season to Worlds.
Taking the top spot on our list is a run so storied, so impressive, it's become one of the most iconic underdog stories in all of esports, not just League of Legends. Taipei Assassins entered the 2012 World Championship as a complete dark horse and were staring down 3 of the best teams in the entire tournament. They took out a surging Najin Sword in a 2-0 sweep and bounced back after a tough Game 1 to defeat one of the tournament favorites, Moscow 5, to earn themselves a spot in the finals.
Initiates this fight on. The turret goes down. Darian gets caught out. He can't even ultimate the Crescendo, stopping them from using the abilities. Diamondprox goes down. The inhibitor is open. The double kill comes out. Moscow 5 looking very grim right now. Taipei Assassins look to take down the last Nexus turret, and they will drop Moscow 5 from the League of Legends Championship playoffs.
Taipei Assassins are the first team to make it to the World Finals.
But it was there where they faced their final boss, the Korean juggernauts Azubu Frost. Now, you have to understand here, Azubu Frost had decimated the competition up to this point, mangling the best teams in the world to get to this final, and no one thought a relatively unknown team from Taiwan would be the ones to challenge them.
Azubu Frost, they lost out on the 5 regional winners drawings, and they were the ones who got stuck in the group stage, and they proved that they're one of the best. Crushed the group stage, beat up on solo mid, and then they had that close 3-game set in the semifinals. If I had to guess, the crowd favorite here is going to be the Taipei Assassins. It's an underdog story. People put power rankings out before this tournament. Who do you think has a chance? They were ranked 10th, they were ranked 6th. They've proven to the world that they deserve to be there.
After losing a close Game 1, TPA proceeded to dismantle the Korean champions in 3 back-to-back games.
That's going to catch Madlife. Here comes the card to talk to it. They might get a double kill. No, got a deal. Then that's going to be Shen coming across. They're going to try and get out towards Shy. Rapid Star's going to get dropped. Can they take Shy down as well? They do! And it's 3 kills. Meanwhile, down the bottom, there's another trade.
That's an ace!
It's the Soda go. That's going to be one going down. BB manages to catch up to him. BB gets another. Rapid Star is egg Nilballs. He's got to be careful there. Towers on him. That is going to be the Nexus. That is going to be the ace. Taipei Assassins will take Game 2. And Rapid Stars, Rebirth will drop. Rapid Stars goes down. Woog trying to pull something out here. Stanley with the ball on him. He's going to jump back onto Rowan Woog. Woog going to get dropped. Taipei Assassins are destroying, one might say, assassinating Azubu Frost. Well, I'm seeing on the screen, it is a surrender. Frost Cloud Templar's going to get caught out here. He will go down eventually as Toys that picks up the kill again. Away from that. And again they have no. Oh, beautiful stuff. Azubu Frost, Taipei Assassins to do no. The shockwave pulls in Cloud Templar. BB picks up a kill on Chase there. Shy goes down. Madlife getting skipped. Oriana picks up another kill. Taipei Assassins are the Season 2 World Champions. They picked up $1 million and the Summoners Cup. They are victorious. What a fantastic sight.
The Taipei Assassins overcame incredible odds and 3 potential tournament winners to become League of Legends' greatest underdog story. Well guys, that's our list. Now if you are still watching, I have one question for you. Why? The video's over. Go to the comment section, maybe go watch a story of, I don't know, live your life. Thanks for watching. If you want more great content just like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button.